All of that and more. For a nation so polarized, so fractured politically, there seems to be precious little debate about the issues that may matter most to our future as a nation and as a people. President Obama seems to think the issues that matter most are somehow trivial in the sweep of his transcendent intellect. He's not one to bother with petty questions about enforcing borders or deporting illegal immigrants. Not when he's set on a course to effectively destroy the meaning of borders, citizenship, and, of course, nationalism itself. We seldom see our military in parades anymore, marching down the main streets of our communities as bands play even on the 4th of July. That's not an accident, of course. It's the result of decisions taken over the past several decades by many of our elites whose purposes are often at variance with the American people, with the American middle class, and those who aspire to be part of our middle class. All of it counter to our American traditions and our American values. Now, as America is about to enter an historic transition from the baby boomer generation to the succeeding Generation X, well, the new generation faces challenges that would have been unimaginable as baby boomers came of age. The greatest generation had won out over the impoverishment of the Great Depression, the violence of the Nazis and the Japanese in World War II. And they would create the greatest industrial and military power in the history of the world. And all of that power and all of that wealth was bequeathed to my generation. Few in politics and media seem to want to talk about what we baby boomers have done with our inheritance and what we've achieved. That's certainly understandable if they are part of the baby boomer generation, because we've taken the wealthiest nation on earth and rendered it the greatest debtor nation in history. There's a reason for that, and it's quite simple. Over the last 114 years, the federal government has spent more than it received in tax revenue for 109 of those 114 years. Only 5 years have resulted in a budget surplus in more than a century. And the result is a national debt of almost $18 trillion. We've run trade deficits in each of the past 39 years, soon to be 40 consecutive years of trade deficits. The baby boomers have left Generation X and the millennials a nation whose leaders, including this Generation X president, are more challenged and less equipped or less inclined to meet those challenges, less sure of themselves and now less sure of national leadership. As they witness Russia invade, occupy, and annex the Crimean Peninsula without consequence, China rapidly building up a military to meet that of the United States, and Mexico simply dismissing our border and our laws, but then so does the current administration. What is the succeeding generation to think? Perhaps that Generation X deserves far better leadership than that which the baby boomers have tolerated for too long. We'll be coming right back.